everybody. Welcome to No Filter with Kaya Aikens. I'm your host, Kaya Aikens, and today we're going to have a conversation that's real and unfiltered. And today we're here with
Yagi Chikara.
Period. So tell them what you do. Tell them who you are.
What I do, what don't I do? So basically, I'm a no niche content creator. So that means that my content spans into business, motivational stuff. I love fashion. I'm also working on being a beauty influencer with skincare and hair.
Okay.
So a couple things under my belt.
How long have you been into content creating?
I've been doing content creation since I was 12.
12.
Yeah,
Oh.
so I bought my first camera when I was 12, but my nervous system was not ready for it because that thing went back to the store immediately. But yeah, I started creating content when I was 12. It was to the point where we didn't grow up, well, I didn't grow up with money all the time. So I remember asking my mom, I said, hey, I know that you can't afford to get me a camera right now, but since you're getting me a phone, can you help me pick one that has a really good camera? And ever since then, I've just used that to my creative ability. So,
What made you get into fashion? Outfit is tea.
oh my gosh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, surprisingly, my mother was actually a model. So I'm not a first generation model, but a lot of my inspiration came from watching her. And then we would watch America's Next Top Model together. We go through her album book. So that was like my first intro to fashion. And then I spent a long time away from the fashion industry. I'd always been told that, you should be a model, you should do this and third, you can dress. And I I went through a period of depression, and so I didn't have the passion to try and do those things anymore. But as of recently, I started my healing journey, and those passions came back, and so I got into modeling consistently about 2 years ago.
About 2 years ago.
Yeah, so I have some model coaches that I look to for inspiration, and they taught me a lot.
What is something that you would tell your younger self?
Oof. Girl, that's a good question. So something I would tell my younger self is don't let anyone's criticism stop you from being yourself, from trying new things, from being passionate about the things that you like to do.
Yeah. What is your ideal man?
My ideal man, girl. Okay, we done switched the conversation. My ideal man, well, he has to be emotionally in tune. He has to be connected to his feminine side. Because I feel like men that aren't connected to their feminine side won't be able to understand why I'm so emotional. My ideal man, as you can see, I'm like 6 foot, and when I put heels on, I'm like 6'4", 6'5". So he gotta be like 6'4", 6'5". Yeah.
Okay.
I've dated the same height as me, and it just doesn't work out.
So he has to be taller. Like out the real.
Yeah. He definitely has to be taller.
Okay. What is like a deal breaker in a relationship for you? That's something that you just absolutely not tolerating.
Emotional immaturity.
That's just only that though?
No, not only that, because I feel like there's different ways people can be mature, and there's different ways people lack maturity. But that's the biggest deal breaker for me personally, because I grew up in a family where I had the biggest emotions, and being emotionally disciplined was mandatory, but it's not something that anybody could teach me. So there was often times where I was extremely emotional, and I just had to tough it out by myself, and just figure out how to deal with my emotions, how to release them, how to not let them change the way I'm treating other people, just different things like that. So that's probably the number one deal breaker for me.
But a lot of men in today's society don't know how to open up well though to men. So how would you deal with that if that was the case? Would you be willing to allow him to learn, or you just know you should already be emotional in tune?
Well, I think being emotionally aware and in tune is different from not knowing how to express your emotions. Because I'm so aware that men get this experience from the world where it's just they can't feel they can express themselves, or
They do.
especially talk to women about the way that they feel. And I've just kind of always been the person where like, yeah, I'm willing to listen to you. But I feel like there's definitely like a line between, you know, I'm listening to you express yourself and the way that you're expressing yourself is active disrespect.
Yeah. So you feel like the way that they say it or that they deliver it goes
Yeah,
into.
I definitely think so.
Okay.
But yeah, that would be a number one deal breaker for me. Number two is I believe like we all need to have our own things, you
For
know.
sure, yeah.
Like and like even me, like in my growth, like I've recognized, you know, well before, like I've had men interested in me and they not have themselves together, and I've told them, I'm like, okay, well, you know, I need you to have yourself together because I'm building myself and I can't take my focus away from myself to make sure that you're good. So like, I think if the case is that we don't have our own things, that's what we're actively working towards, and that's the forefront of everything.
So you feel like a man has to come to the table with something.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you feel like a person who was brought up or taught on survival can date someone who was brought up on love? Or do you feel
Girl.
like those, or no?
You just got the questions. I like this. So my last situation was rough. I wouldn't say that I was brought up on survival mode. We definitely experienced hard financial times. But my grandmother, she was somebody that was very structured and disciplined. So she didn't have to go through too many like spouts of financial issues. But I've definitely had my battles with that. So I can always like be empathetic in those situations. But yeah, my last situation was rough, and you know, it's hard to be somebody that, you know, is healing and is effectively making sure that that is the forefront.
Yeah.
Versus being in a relationship or being with somebody that all they know is survival mode.
Yeah.
Because genuinely, like what I've been researching is like their nervous system literally is not programmed to be in your presence. And it's tough because it's like you could love that person as much as you want to, but if they're not ready to leave survival mode, they're not going to leave survival mode.
Have you ever been heartbroken? And if so, how did that make or break you? Like, how did that turn you into the woman that you are today?
I feel like love is such a huge thing. So yes, I've experienced a couple of heartbreaks, and really what I would say is that they have all made me into who I am. I don't ever feel like, you know, any of my heartbreaks was personal. Like I've mostly forgiven myself for how I've operated in those situations and what led to the heartbreak. But I feel like we have to go through heartbreak and certain traumas so that we know what to shed and how to evolve and be better people. But then also just how to understand how to love yourself, because there's so many different ways that we'll put ourselves in relationships we have no business being in, just for us to learn that, oh, this is actually the relationship I have with myself, and I can't be good to myself and love myself if I'm making these compromises with you when it comes to me, you know. So I've gone through a lot of abusive relationships, toxic relationships, that have just shown me how to love myself better. So.
What is your ideal date?
My ideal date. So I'm really a homebody, but I love a good date where I like flowers. So like, or like flowers or just special things. Like even if it's like, oh, you wrote me a poem, or you know, you brought me a book. Somebody did that. So, so yeah, I would say like maybe receiving like something cute that's
Sentimental or
sentimental.
To it.
Yeah, like memorable. And then like I'm a simple girl, but I don't want, you know, someone to just tell me, oh, like this, we're just gonna do something simple, you know, like show me what your version of like
Put thought into it.
Yes, put thought into it, plan it, you know, show me what your version of taking me out looks like. But if I had to choose, I would say like a candlelit dinner at home, because I like the intimacy of it.
Yeah. So do you feel like men should always pay for the first dates, or do you feel like it could go either way?
Girl, we finna step into a whole nother category because my whole thing is I feel like women need to have an experience in general where they feel safe and taken care of because that's just feminine energy. And I feel like just in general with society, like a lot of men that want the baddest, they don't really want to
Put in the effort.
Yeah, they don't want to put in the effort. They want it to be
Because,
effortless. And so my thing is that if you want to take me out, and I mean it varies from woman to woman, man to man, but if you want to take me out, then you got to treat me like a goddess. Like, what am I paying for?
So you like to be tricked on and not do the tricking?
Well, I don't. My thing is like, if he takes me out and he shows me a good time and shows that, you know, like he's serious about me, I might pay the tip. You know, but I also believe that if I'm with somebody that
take them out as well.
Yeah, like we're gonna take care of each other. Like I don't agree with the you just always taking me out. No, I want to make you feel special, and I feel like a lot of times society doesn't display that at all. They just kind of make it seem like it should just be one-sided.
Oh man,
yeah, I don't like that.
Do you feel like love is enough to stay in a relationship?
No, never.
Fast.
Never. I mean, you know, we got these men and women out here asking for unconditional love like they children or pets. I truly believe that only children or pets should have unconditional love. And that's just simply because when we step into adulthood, if I allow you to treat me some type of way and I still accept you and I tell you I love you, that means that you're going to continue to treat me the same way, and I'm not dealing with that. So
but people can love you in different ways, though.
Oh yeah, but what does everybody has different needs. So me personally, if it's not corrected action when we have a problem, if it's not we're working through it, if we have conflict, if we don't have something that we come to that is ultimately respect, then I guess we go back to deal breakers.
A deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker. Yeah. Like if your love does not have respect intertwined with it, it can't survive here.
So you can't love someone through anything, like
not to say
your love had boundaries on it.
Absolutely, because I have such a big heart. Like I'm the type of person that like you will be going through it, and I'm gonna show up. Like I'm gonna make sure you got what you need. And I feel like sometimes people abuse those types of things, that type of love. It's not that like I couldn't work through anything, because I'm telling you, this last one, we talking about shedding old things and becoming new women and new this last one, it was tough because you know, when you're working through things, at some point you have to recognize if it's improving or not. And if it only improves at breadcrumbs so that the person can stay, that's not a relationship anybody should be in.
Right. A lot of people say women are more toxic. Who do you think is more toxic, men or women?
I don't like that at all. I feel like men and women can be equally toxic.
I feel that way too.
Yeah. I seen your post about that, and I said, girl, I like you.
Do you feel like liking an ex picture or like hearting other people's pictures on social media, is that cheating to you? Is that a deal breaker, or you don't care for it?
So you said liking exes' photos or other women, giving other women attention, all the above. So I feel like there's two parts to that answer, and that's just because like if you're in the creative industry, for example, if you're a model, part of your networking might be supporting someone else's craft. So, okay, this girl's a model. You might have liked her photos. I'm not tripping, but I'm also not a jealous person. I really don't care. But if it's like a consistent thing where you're constantly you're liking these females. Yeah, like you're going to these females' photos.
Purposely commenting.
Yeah, and they don't have nothing to do with work. I'm going to look at you weird. And you're probably not going to be here long.
Okay, so do you believe in 50-50, or do you believe in the traditional role, like a man should just be the sole provider?
I want to be taken care of. But at the same time,
you got your own bag.
I got to, you know? I feel like at the end of the day, I'm a very ambitious person, so I'm always going to have my own bag. But the man that I'm attracting into my life, he's put together. He can handle everything. But that thing that goes back to the, us taking care of each other. I want to make sure I have it. If something happens to him and all of a sudden he's in a wheelchair or something, or something happens where he can't process stuff and I have to end up taking care of him, I got to have my bag together.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
So that's how I feel about that.
Good. All right, y'all. Thank you for coming to watch No Filter with Kaya Aikens and with
Yagi Chikara.
Tell them where they can follow you at.
Y'all can find me at Yagi Chikara on Instagram. It's YAGICHIKARAA, and at In Her Bag Academy.
Until next time, y'all.